Good afternoon, everybody. How we doing? Hope you're having a great Monday. I know I am, and I'm excited because we got at the close with Joel Elconin starting right now. All right, it is time for pre-market prep at the close.
Three consecutive highs, opened, matched yesterday's low, and then once it took out there, that's all the breakout momentum traders needed.
Joe, what's going on?
Not much, kind of a quiet day here. We were able to take out that pre-market high, and it looked like we had 1175 on the mind. Someone came in at not 007, but 4707. Went red just by a few handles, and we got a home here in the mid 45.90 handle. We need to close above 90.25, or about 5 3/4 handles off that right now, to post our 8th new all-time closing high in a row. So that's what we're looking at for that. The S&Ps. Crude, that is up 85 cents at 82.12, just kind of hanging out in the middle of the move from that big break down to 78 and change. Gold, are we finally getting away from 1800 up 1030 at 1827.10? Silver in that middle 24 handle up 40 cents at 24.56. Bitcoin didn't budge, up $5,150 at 66,530. And Ethereum, that led the way to new all-time highs. That's up $275.25 at 48.0550. Let's see what happens going into the close here. We got some earnings to cover. We got some hot stocks to cover.
Yeah, hey, Joel, I just saw this headline just now. If you and I were in China, we would be completely screwed because China just banned influencers from talking about individual stocks. They want them to talk about like the macro economy. They don't want to pitch stocks, talk about stocks.
So that means we have to abandon pre-market prep China?
Those plans have to get shelved for the moment.
Wow.
It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen apparently. But anyway,
man, what a I don't know if we're really influencers. We try and help people along, man. We try and say, what are you looking at, Nick Malucci? What are you looking at, Kevin Costello? You know why? Because you guys are smart. You guys, we just try and give you little tidbits here, a few levels here and there, like Spencer getting all bullish the cannabis stocks this morning.
That's the thing. See, I love just like throwing something out there and just putting it on y'all's radar, and if it works out, great. If not, sorry. But like MSOS today, right, was a great example because we talked about the pop on Friday at the close, and I know these have historically been selling opportunities, right? MSOS, Cannabis is in a bit of a downtrend all year long, but not today.
No,
not today. The pop was not to be sold; it was one to be bought. Because Joel, we kept on going. How high did we get? $31?
$31.58. But and just to show the difference between, or talk about the difference, like these, a lot of these infrastructure stocks had been on pretty good runs, and like they were opening right, and they were opening high. Some of them ridiculously high after big runs. So I'm more inclined to sell those. Now, when I was looking at these pod stocks, they were just coming off the bottom. Now, as much as I like to sell things or short or take profits, there's just too much room in there. All the people that were buying on weakness at the end of last week in MSOS, they had to flip the switch. Now, I didn't buy it up. It opened almost $2 higher. Had a little bit of a retreat, but it's just where we were at, in the chart, on the longer term chart, whether you sold into it or not. Growth generation. Let's just run down these real quick. That had a good day, gapped up off the open. That's getting off the mat. What about Canopy Growth? I know they had earnings. That's up $1.40. Nice candle in that today. Tilray, is Tilray up too? Tilray, nice day for Tilray. So you flip the switch, and instead of buying on weakness, people had to buy into strength.
Yeah, it's a rare day. You can look at Tilray is not the best. Like you look at the MSOS, right? Because that's the ETF
Yep.
that holds all the U.S. ones. But all the stocks within that are all having great days. So this has been probably one of my best days of the year because 4 of my individual holdings are up. Between 8 and 10%. So good day for me, I suppose. Hey, let's talk about EV. Speaking of
Ooh.
stocks we talked about this morning, EV stocks, right? They were all trading higher. We had the infrastructure bill; it got passed. We had names well, Tesla's not the best example there. Maybe pull up like EV Go because that one went and is actually still going here. And
Yep.
EVgo had the benefit of 2 headlines, right? Because it had the infrastructure bill, and then it also had a contract that they signed with Pennsylvania to expand their footprint. And so EVgo, which did it open at the pre-market high or darn close to it, got to
It had a little shake and bake there.
all
You
right,
had you had
fine,
had the open, so that's a little bit tougher of a trade. The other ones opened up relatively near their lows for the session. You got nowhere near filling the gap on this one, but you want to hear something impressive on this EVGO here.
yeah.
2 million shares traded yesterday.
What's the float?
Do you know how many traded today so far?
I haven't looked, so I'm gonna just take a wild guess here. 20.
51
Ooh,
million.
wow.
Yeah, yeah,
That's a
yeah.
lot.
Yeah, it
For
is.
for a yeah. Oh wow, that's a lot. Okay, good for them, man. Good for
And
them.
what else? CHPT.
CHPT and then Blink. Blink, someone made the joke earlier. Blink is going to 182. That would not be a small thing if that happened. Uh, BLNK got to $40 today.
It's still going. It's got
Yeah.
40.50 is the high. Let's move in on our next target for Blink charging. That would be 41.55. That's another buck away. That was your July high. So if you're looking for another target on the upside, that's what you would get. QS is having a good day too, right? That's up to, ooh, look at this. Oh, that's S. Oh, I'm sorry. But anyways, going back to that S, man, that thing's might be breaking out. Look at those 3 highs,
Whoa.
just under 70. But I wanted to look at QS, quantum space. That's having a big day. Still way off its all time high. Who else falls into this category? What about plug your nose and buy it? How's that doing? That's up
Have
278.
you seen Fuel Cell? Well, look at Fuel Cell today. That may be your leader actually.
Let's see here.
FCEL.
Oh,
That might be
yeah.
your leader.
That's up 24.5%. Yeah,
Yeah.
let's see if they, you need follow through tomorrow. I mean, a lot of these times these things like get the move and then give it right back.
Well, right. That was sort of, but my point today was like I don't remember if I said this, but I definitely thought it. Though not all of these, no, I did say this, right? Because not all these charts look the same, right? When you talk about all the stocks that are running this morning on the infrastructure deal, whether it's steel or EVs or whatever, they don't all look the same. I would be biased towards the ones that have not been ripping, right? Like fuel cell, for example, has not been ripping before today. I'd be biased towards Lowe's over or like a Caterpillar, for example, right? Which actually came back a little bit.
Look at
Um,
Lowe's bunching up near its all-time high. Home Depot, that's having an okay day. For your Home Depot traders, keep an eye on 367.5 tomorrow. Parallels right in that same area. We were looking at like what was the cat was trading way up, right? Where'd you get your highs? You got your highs in your pre-market trading. You're looking at your upper left chart here, the fuchsia and the purple there. That represents your trading right up to 9:30. That's when you got your good sells off there. That's for cat. Deer is the one that has the voting, or is which one has the voting going on? And it's not
the
um,
strike is dear.
deer. Okay,
Yeah.
wow, bouncing
I,
back
what
here
what
today.
Yeah, what I would try to do is look for like companies that are not complete messes. Like XL Fleet doesn't count because like the stock, without even knowing anything about the company,
Mm.
you would think the company is a complete mess by the way it's trading, right? It just got to like an all time low like the other day, right? The other week. So when I say look for stocks that have not been running, that have popped off of this but have not been running into it, I don't mean XL Fleet. I mean like you know Caterpillar. I don't mean
Yeah,
XL Fleet's got some problems here.
yeah. 584. That was your high today. 582. I see another 576, 573. So, in order to get XL Fleet running, you got to
Yeah.
get into that $6 handle and hold. I know
Ooh,
this is a little. How's good old car doing?
I
Ooh,
don't know.
quiet. Yeah, quiet. Double bottom at 271 and change, up 20 bucks off that. So a little bit too much too fast on that day. He went to 545, but here we
Joel,
are.
Joel, what we got to talk about Ford, all right? Because the Rivian IPO is Wednesday, right?
Yeah,
Wednesday. This Are we going to look back at this and be like that? This Ford move was so dumb. Because yeah, they're going to get a payday. Ford's going to get paid on Wednesday. They own what 12% of the company,
right.
so they're going to get a payday of what double at least $10 billion. No, not quite $10 billion. If the valuation is what like in the 70s or 80s, right?
What's the
Some
symbol on that going to be? Like
it's
RIV.
going to be RIVN,
Okay. Yep.
right? And the valuation, what did I see? What like seven uh valuation of 60 billion. Thank you, Aaron. Valuation of 60, and Ford's got what 12%. So assuming it, they increase they increase the IPO pricing between now and then, and they open above that. Ford's going to get several $1 billion here. They're going to get paid, but is that worth a run from if you go back to end of September 12 to 20? Is it worth that?
Ah, and the market says it is. Uh, But I mean, they're already planning how they're spending the money, right? They're gonna be expanding. So it's taken a while. It's taken a while for Ford to hopefully get that close over 20 bucks. We'll see, what happens. I mean, first time crossing 20 for a long time. I would be surprised if it just stayed up here at 20 with a little pullback. But man, just strong going into that Rivian IPO, GM too. I had a good day. We're getting a little weak this year. You see any selling balances here, Spencer? I'm not looking at my pro. We just had about a 5 point drop there going into the close. I want to bring up, come on, GM.
Yeah,
What's
6.3
GM?
billion.
Hmm. What is
That's
wrong
not
with my
nothing.
GM
6.3
there?
billion.
Yeah, crosses 60 for the first time to sell
Yep,
or
yep.
to buy. Yeah,
No,
okay.
to sell.
Yep. A little
Yep.
profit taken here. I mean, this going for the eighth all-time closing high in a row. I mean, that would be impressive. But
Mhm.
yeah,
Mhm.
GM riding the heels of Ford crosses into the $60 handle. Couldn't hold it back under 60 at 59.65, trying to close above these three highs that you had. And I remember looking at this. That was right at the 59.30 area. So GM riding the coattails of Ford here in Monday session.
I want to talk sports betting for a second here because New York State gave out their licenses today, and they gave a license to basically everybody, right? Wynn got a license, MGM got a license, DraftKings got a license, Caesars got a license, PointsBet, Bally, Rush Street Interactive, right? RSI. You know who did not get a license though, Joel? Penn. Barstool did not get a license for sports betting in New York
Wow.
State today. They're the only
Man,
obvious outlier here.
trying to recover from that double dose of bad news a
Yeah.
couple days ago. What do you got? Well, how low did you get? You got the 56.30. If I call it 6 point move, you're back under, you're giving back half of those gains. So maybe if you're looking to buy it on strength, see if it can reclaim 59 and a quarter, 59.30. That's just unfortunate for Barstool. I mean, that's a big market, right? That's one of the biggest markets, New York, for sports wagering. So not sure all the factors that went behind that decision, but not what Barstool Sports shareholders wanted to hear today.
Yeah, yeah. As if they needed one more thing, right? And that's what this is just one more
And
thing.
doesn't it seem to happen that like when things start, like when things are going good, they're going good, and the
W-
good news is just more good news, but then
Or,
things
or,
turn.
or bad things come in threes. This was the third bad thing. We're done. Hmm?
Yeah, they say, isn't it death comes in threes?
No. Oh,
Bad
wait.
things,
Is that it?
yeah.
I don't know. I thought bad things come in threes. We got the earnings, we got the Portnoy, we got this. That's three. We're done. That's
Okay,
maybe. I don't know.
same
Hey,
analogy. S&P trying to hang here. I'm not sure what's up. Spencer must be liquidating after the best day he's had in his portfolio here. We're struggling now. We're struggling to hold that dot 90 and a quarter. That's our number, folks, to post that new all-time closing high.
earnings for tonight. There you can see it. You got AMC, you got PayPal, you got Clover Health, you got Lemonade. Tomorrow morning, Palantir that I never bought, and I'm sort of wishing I had, but I'm not going to buy it now. But I could very well be into Palantir. I don't know. I shouldn't say that because if Palantir opens up tomorrow at 29, I'm not going to want to chase it. But uh, watching Palantir, watching AMC, watching PayPal. How is PayPal doing today, Joel? PayPal,
I saw it
quiet.
was up.
Yeah.
Let's see if it was able to hold on to those gains. My computer is acting a little slow here today. PYPL for those waiting at home. Another quiet day, not quite an inside day, but higher low and a higher high. Wow, a lot of red days there. I can't really say, Street's been selling this, afraid of them making a big deal, a wrong deal. So I
Hmm.
don't know. Just on a pop here, folks, you just, be careful chasing this on the upside because there's a lot of bag holders here caught from 270 down to 230. On the downside, you're keeping an eye on the low in the move. That was made Friday at 224.60. Let's call it the 225 area. Maybe a trading idea would be if you break below there and then come and reclaim that 225 level. But 3 days in a row, not including today, that's been a good area. Spoos just went red just for a nanosecond here, but struggling. Now we're struggling in the lower 46.90 handle. Heading into the final 13 minutes of the session, Street not liking those selling balances.
Hey, you know who's randomly having a tough day today? Stock running. Nike randomly down 3%. Stock was at all-time
Yeah,
highs on Friday.
it
Um,
did.
maybe this is my fault because
No way.
I was stuck in an airport last night for like 5 hours, and so I went and I bought Shoe Dogs or Shoe Dog, right? I bought the Phil Knight memoir, and I got through the first 30 pages last night. Pretty
Hmm.
good book so far.
Wow, I did not look at this thing since earnings.
Yeah.
And what a dip. Wow, Mr. Market helping out Nike here. Phew, they got all those gains back or all those losses back and then some at a new all-time high. Not a good candle. You don't like the kind of candle you're getting today, right? With getting up, didn't even see the close. The close was 177.51. So I'll be pumping the brakes cautiously on Nike as far as what to look at tomorrow's action. 145 to 179.10 just since the beginning of October. Big move for Nike NKE.
Yeah, I also saw Newegg, BNZNB, NEGG. This is your top gainer of the day, basically. It's up 50 some odd percent. I don't even
Low
know
price.
how many million
Yeah.
shares traded. 321 million shares traded today. Um, I don't even know what it's a small float. I can tell you that.
You
But
got a hold of that one.
yeah, I mean, I don't really know what there is to say about that. But that is like your top gainer today, at least that I'm seeing. And then
Yeah.
your top loser of the day. Um, at least on my pro that I've got here, is not even a ticker that I even recognize. So, um, yeah, nothing really interesting me on the downside today. Peloton's having a tough day. That's
Yeah,
notable. Shake Shack having another tough day. Actually, that's interesting because they had earnings last week and they popped on the earnings and gave it all back. Actually,
really, all of it,
maybe
huh?
not all of it. That's a lie. That's a lie. Not
Well,
all
it's
of it.
man, that thing hit $100 on Friday. Woo! That was a big move, and I don't think it was that all great of a report, was it?
Yeah, I didn't think it was that great either. Honestly, I think it was fine, but I didn't think it was like 20 points great. But it
No.
was on Friday.
S&P's bouncing hard off unchanged there, 90 and a quarter. People wanted to see that mark, and here we're back up at 94 and a half. 10 minutes remaining in the stanza.
Yeah, all right, let's take some questions from the chat and see what y'all are watching. Kali Otter is holding Big Five for a lotto. That one's been running, right?
Oh man, I was talking to someone about that. Where the BI,
BGFV.
yeah, BGFE. Boy, oh boy, did this have a big run. Holding on to it. Wow, those are tough candles. But this is what you want to be focused on. At least if I was in this issue. What do we went? 42, 70, 38. That's like a 15-point move. You had seven to that. It's right here in this 35, 36 area. We're getting back half of these losses. So important for it to stay in here, perhaps a couple days of consolidation, then turn up, see if we can challenge that all-time high that was made on Thursday. That all-time high just made it 42.70. Where was the close on that wild day? You are new high close, new could be all-time closing high. The best I see was last couple days 31.81. So you're not you're not getting back up to that 42, but what is important is that you're improving on the mark. So for the all-time closing high. So if you're holding on, that's something to keep an eye on for tomorrow's session.
Couple questions from the chat. Joel, somebody wants your thoughts on gold. I don't know why, but Julius John wants your take on gold. I'm just kidding, Julius.
I've been holding this for like ever, and I always want to sell it at like 1700 and sell it at 1850. I mean, it's supposed to be an inflation hedge, right? And what we did discuss this morning is that you have the PPI coming out tomorrow and the CPI coming out on Wednesday. So if those numbers come out hot, then this gold is gonna take off. Just keep an eye on this, Julie. I don't know if you're watching the GLD or you're watching the actual futures, but when I see this many highs in the same area, this is basis a monthly chart, and the highest of those highs is like 1840. Now people will tell you 1850, but that's what I mean. That's been resistance ever since July, and it's had some pretty good tumbles off that. You got the 1828.30 today. So on the I mean, we've just failed so many times here. But if you want another leg up in gold, see what happens off that number tomorrow, and see if you can clear that 1840 area. Put it in the rearview mirror for good. That's I'm on just a little bit of GLD and the
All right.
GDX.
Quatrus is asking for your thoughts on ticker AI. We get asked about this one every week. It's kind of the same story. You're just waiting for this thing to bottom. I mean, it's gone up $7 in the last month.
That's a big move. That's a big
Sure,
move.
I suppose. But the problem is, you also could have said that in August, right? And then you have
Hmm.
that. I'm not sure what happened the week of September 27th. I don't know what that was, but whatever it was, I can look it up right now. Whatever it was, you undid all those August gains, and so you sort of have to think about that as well. But yeah, you've had a good 4 weeks here. What happened in September? Nothing
September.
really. I don't think actually.
I mean, if you're looking for halfway back on this move, I mean, you got a lot of real estate to look at ahead of you because this was once $180 stock, 184, made the low in at $43. So definitely got some room. It had that big day last week. Let's see, Friday. That would be on Wednesday and improved on the move big move on Wednesday, a little digestion on Thursday and Friday, but now a nice resumption of that little uptrend. I'd be more comfortable. Wow, this is at 49. Wow, this thing had one heck of a range. 42.70 was the low. I maybe just let it ride it up, get that stop under, maybe today's low, or if you want to move it up, because that is a big improvement on the, it had a low at 45.11, but that looks good. 51.32. This is what you want to look at here. If you're looking for big pay dirt here, you got three highs right in this area. That's where we're momentarily pausing. Those three highs, just call it 51.20. What did you get to on Friday? You got to 51.32. So maybe the next time up will be the chart. But there's a few things, and then maybe find some more sellers at 52. But nice rebound and really holding most of those gains.
All right. Can we please look at Teledoc? Sure. I know we were not loving the stay-at-home trade last week, so it's a very quiet day. Sort of suffered with Zoom and all the rest and Peloton on Thursday,
Yeah, I
but
mean, these
a very
stocks.
quiet day today. I'm not sure what you're seeing here. I
Yeah,
I
very
don't know.
quiet.
I don't
Yeah.
know. Maybe I would see. I don't know what the moving averages are, but what do you see?
I got support. I can tell you
Yeah.
where there's support. Support at one looks like just in the 145 handle. So three lows, 145.18, 45.57, 45.42.
Mhm.
You're not that far away from it. So you gotta that's what you gotta keep an eye on. This loses 145. You're kind of falling into like a dark zone here where you have no daily support until you get closer to 130. I mean, that was a daily low going back 2 weeks. But I like the fact that it's holding in this 145. I just wouldn't want to have much to do with it if it did breach 145.
And then a question about Roblox. I'm pretty sure Roblox reports earnings like tonight, right?
Really?
I yeah, I think so. I think Roblox reports tonight.
If you get a pop near 82, you might want to take a look at it. 82.08, 82.64. Those were your highs from Thursday and Friday. On the downside here, this is interesting because you've had a nice move up off the low of the move. So what the bulls, coming right into that 50% here. So for you bulls or whatever, the report's definitely going to affect it. You want to see it hold into 78 here, get above 78, hold it, and make it turn up. Pair of highs at 82 look pretty daunting. 2-day high 82.08, 3-day high 82.64.
Alexander, just rewind the show like 20 minutes because we talked about Ford already. Ford is probably I would absolutely not chase Ford up here, but that's just me. Um, you do you, but this move is 12 to 20 in basically a month and a half is just insane for a stock like Ford. So whatever. Wednesday is the day on Ford. It could keep going till Wednesday, but Wednesday is going to be the day. So we'll have to sort of table anything until then. It is 3:59 thereabouts. Joel, do you want to
Okay.
pull up the S&P futures and
Yeah,
walk
let's
us into the
do it,
close?
folks. It looks like we didn't get a higher high. So if you want to look for one negative in the entire session, you did make a higher low for the eighth day in a row, and you did gonna make it looks like it. Who knows what happened here in the last minute? Little old time closing high was 90 and a quarter rate, 94.50. So eking it out, a lot of index doing a lot of work in the 46.90 handle. We'll see how that bodes for tomorrow. They're hanging in here. They want to get that eighth all-time closing high in here. We are seconds away. I'll say 94.5. Nope, little slip there. 94, 93.5, 94. I'm going to call the close 94. So that is a new all-time closing high, just not by much. So when you got two closes in the same area, very important level for the SPOOs to hold in the overnight session. Spencer, anything else you want to look at?
Easy Mike noted that Zillow did not go down today. Yeah, one of these days Zillow's going to rip to like $80.
Ooh,
And
someone said sell on the close. Ooh, I don't know where that last 30-second is, but someone just came in with a pile to sell. And I don't know if it messed up that old time closing high. I'll have to drill down on the 30-second.
I
And
don't know.
that's it for today, folks.
That's it. Joel, we'll catch you tomorrow morning. Have a good rest of your day. Before we hop off for the day, I want to do one last crypto update. For the last time today, we look at the heat map, what's up, what's down, and kind of the same story, right? Nothing's really changed for the day. Bitcoin green, ETH green, Binance Coin, Solana in the red, Sheeb in the red, Doge in the green, XRP in the green, Cardano in the green. And yeah, that's going to be a wrap for the day. So once again, as we say every time, you can get some free Bitcoin, $50 worth. All you have to do is download the Voyager app, enter the code ZING, fund your account with $100, and make your first trade, and they will give you $50 in Bitcoin for free. That's a wrap. Everyone, please hit that like button. Thank you very much. We'll be back tomorrow morning. No Money Mitch today. So this will be our last live show of the day. We'll see you guys tomorrow morning for pre-market prep, followed, of course, by the Benzinga FinTech Awards. Very exciting day. Everyone, have a great rest of your day. See you tomorrow.